afternoon, everyone. I'm Rebecca, and I get to talk about a very beautiful and pretty awesome algae, or alga, Laurencia. But first, some taxonomy. Laurencia is of the phylum Rhodophyta, and they are of the order Serramiales. So, if you remember the order Serramiales, they are the more advanced of the red algae, and they all lack differentiation in their pre- and post-fertilization events. And according to Algae Base, there are 285 species of Laurencia, and Hawaii has 10 species, according to our algae book. But I'm only going to compare two of them, Laurencia dendroidea and Laurencia crustiformans, which grows in dense tufts up to 3 centimeters tall. And Laurencia dendroidea varies in colors, like from bright red to greens, and they grow up to 8 centimeters tall. And all of the species that I saw on Algae Base, they are found in intertidal to shallow subtidal regions. Some important features. So they are the red algae, so they have triphasic sporic meiosis and isomorphic alternation of generations. They are also procarpic, meaning that the auxiliary cell develops from the supporting cell after fertilization of the carpedonium. They're also uniaxial, and they have pseudoparenchyma, and also apical pits with filaments. And this is a slide that I made, and I think it does a pretty good job of showing the apical pits on all of the ends there. So one study I saw that's pretty cool is that Laurencia has developed a chemical defense. And so this study by Granado and Caballero in '95 showed that Laurencia produced metabolites that lower palatability to herbivores. So these gastropods, they typically will eat algae, but when they were offered Enteromorpha and Ova and Laurencia, and you can see like the percentage of total feeding marks. They clearly preferred the Enteromorpha and the Ova. And then over here, you have the E and the EL, and then the L and the EL. The EL is the extraction of, gosh, I can't think of the name of it. It's the extraction of the secondary metabolite that they think is responsible for the reduced herbivory. So they have a chemical defense. But what I think is actually really cool is that studies have shown that they have anti-tumor effects of the erythritol, that was the secondary metabolite. So Campos et al. In 2012, they extracted erythritol from Laurencia microplatia, which is this algae here. And they administered erythritol in different concentrations to mice that had tumors. And you can see that the control, the tumor growth was a lot higher than the ones that had erythritol administered. So they thought this could be a good use for tumor growth inhibition. And then taking that a step further, a study 2 years later from Zelita and Pinette showed that the cytotoxic compounds from Laurencia pacifica inhibited the growth of 9 cancer-derived cell lines. So this is Laurencia pacifica. They isolated the sesquiterpenes from the alga, and they basically put these cancer cell lines in a 96-well plate with these sesquiterpenes, and all of the cancer cell growth was inhibited. So I think that's a pretty cool example. Not only is that alga very beautiful, but they're also potentially useful for medicinal purposes. And that is all I have for you today. Any questions?